So it's almost been a month since the actual Moro arc has ended, and the next chapter of Dragon Ball Super is going to be coming out in a couple of days. And I believe that the actual other like rough sketches as well as spoilers should be coming soon as well. Which little plug here, obviously my anime Instagram at Huggy Face Anime right here on the screen right now, or in the description below if you guys want to check out my Instagram page where I upload not only the rough sketches but also spoilers and the entire chapters in English, as well as mainly just Dragon Ball daily content. And I think I'm gonna be pushing actual other animes once the new year hits, so make sure to check out that page if you guys haven't. But there is a lot of things that have to do with the Moro arc that still baffle me, and the one thing that I do want to talk about, well, there's like maybe multiple things that I talk about, but the main thing that I want to talk about is obviously the ending of the Moro arc, because at the end of the Moro arc, the way that Goku and Co actually defeated Moro was by punching the crystal on Moro's head. Once Goku actually punched that crystal, basically Moro just disapparated and disappeared. Like he was just obliterated from the actual planet, no longer being part of the planet, as well as, obviously dying at the hands of Goku and company. The one thing that I have an issue with this is because of consistency. Dragon Ball Super has always been the type of anime that's just been super inconsistent ever since it started, especially with like power and like the scaling in terms of characters and so on and so forth. It's always been so inconsistent. And with this breaking of Moro's gem on his head, I feel like this is another inconsistency. The reason why I actually mentioned this is because in chapters prior, Mirrors actually sacrificed himself by punching Moro in the head where his crystal was. He broke not only the crystal on his forehead, but the crystal on his hand as well. And that kind of shocks me because Mirrors did that, but Moro still survived. And I'm kind of wondering why that happened. Why is it exactly that when Mirrors actually punched and broke the crystal on Moro's head, Moro actually survived, but when, Goku punches it, it just kills Moro? That's one of the inconsistencies that I've been seeing a lot in terms of Dragon Ball Super, and I'm hoping that it actually explains as to why breaking the crystal actually just made Moro disappear, because like I mentioned, Mirrors actually broke the crystal before, and the only thing that I always notice about the crystal is that that's where the power is being stored. So obviously if you break the crystal, Moro is basically just useless. He doesn't have any more powers that he could absorb. That's what I thought, but the way that Goku just breaks the crystal and he dies, it makes me wonder, why didn't he die when Mirrors broke it? If you guys have any theories about that, please let me know in the comment section below, because this is something that just baffles me. And not only that, but also in terms of the end of the Moro arc, we get to see the Grand Supreme Kai, the fat one that's like the almighty one. And the reason why I have such an issue with this portion as well, obviously he's there to introduce Oob, which obviously Oob is like the major shining in terms of this chapter when it came to the last chapter of the Moro arc. But the Grand Supreme Kai really didn't even play a role. Like, honestly, when they brought in the Majin Buu, I thought Majin Buu was going to play such a pivotal role in terms of the Moro arc, because he was the only one that was able to withstand what Moro was doing. He wasn't losing his energy. He was able to deflect his attacks. Like, basically, Majin Buu was just OP for someone like Moro. But then they bring in the Grand Supreme Kai and Majin Buu, and then they literally just get beat up and disappear for like the rest of the arc. I don't necessarily know why they even mentioned the Grand Supreme Kai. Like, what was the point of bringing in not only Majin Buu, but re-bringing back the idea of the Grand Supreme Kai and his almighty being? Like, obviously, I get it to kind of tease that Oob has this divine power, but what was the whole point of even bringing that up? And especially leaving the Grand Supreme Kai throughout the entirety of the Moro arc, just disappearing because of the fact that he was saying that until Moro is defeated, he's going to take charge. But in that same chapter, he's not in charge because they're looking for Majin Buu, not the Grand Supreme Kai. So in my opinion, there's like a lot of inconsistencies that are happening within Dragon Ball Super. And I could just imagine how people are feeling. Like, when it comes to Dragon Ball Super, it has been an anime that's just been super inconsistent. And with hopefully Dragon Ball Super returning when, Jump Fest is being announced and they announce the new Dragon Ball stuff, hopefully that when they bring something back or they create something new, hopefully they can make the story something that's more consistent, because that's something that I feel like is lacking. Like, when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, there was some consistency, when it comes to like power scaling. There's not people that are like supremely overpowered that they could rule out other transformations. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dragon Ball Z never had a like Kefla situation where Kefla is being brought in as this fusion who is just extremely overpowered, and it takes Omen Ultra Instinct to Goku to defeat her, or KO being so buff and Broly like that she's able to just tank a Kamehameha from Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Like, in my opinion, Super is just full of inconsistencies, and that's something that I feel like is kind of just degrading the series as a whole. Like, people are not really seeing things from Super and actually taking them into consideration now. Another thing always being, Goku saying, "Oh, this guy is the strongest guy I've ever faced." He's literally said that to like every single villain in Dragon Ball Super, and that puts a lot of people's perspectives like full of stray because they don't necessarily know who the strongest person is. When it comes to like, obviously my anime page on Instagram, I always praise Jiren as being the strongest mortal, and then there's other people who are like, no, Broly's stronger because Goku says he's as strong as Beerus, or Moro is the strongest because Goku said that within the latest arc. Like, the way that just Super is carrying itself on as something that's so inconsistent kind of scares me as to what exactly is going to be coming up next. Whatever arc they bring in next, whether it be, having to deal with them trying to bring back mirrors, or the whole angels versus mortals type of civil war that a lot of people have been talking about, or whatever they do in terms of Dragon Ball Super, I'm hoping whatever it is, it's something that stays consistent. I don't want something that, has a lot of plot holes in it. I don't want things that's just there for fan service like the Moro arc was. Because don't get me wrong, as much as I do love the Moro arc for what it was, I have to stand by the fact that it is just a bunch of fan service put into one arc, which obviously might be a reason why I liked it, but at the end of the day, I have to step away from like being critical and being a fanboy, because I know a lot of people like to throw that fanboy word around. But in terms of Dragon Ball Super, whatever they do next, whether it be like a bringing back of the anime or obviously continuation of the manga, I'm just hoping that it's more consistent in terms of like the storytelling that they're actually telling. I don't want another Mirrors breaking the gem but not killing Moro, but Goku breaking the gem killing Moro type of situation. I don't want to see people's power scaling being, thrown away just because of like a new mini power up that the other people could do. Like, as long as they bring in something that's more consistent, I feel like that's what Dragon Ball Super needs at this point. They really need that consistency that other, animes have, such as, the original Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. But that's kind of just like my mini rant, because I was just thinking about that, like, how come Mirrors didn't kill Moro when he broke the crystal? Or, why was the Grand Supreme Kai there, but he wasn't there for the entirety of the actual arc? Like, a lot of these inconsistencies were just the things that I was just bringing up on my mind, and that literally just had me sitting in my bed like, man, Dragon Ball Super is no pun intended, but super inconsistent. So that's just something that's been on my mind. But what do you guys have to say about this? Do you guys see some inconsistencies that I didn't mention? Is inconsistency something that you're worried about in terms of the longevity of Dragon Ball Super? Like, what are your guys' overall thoughts and opinions in terms of just the inconsistency that Dragon Ball Super has been putting out? I mean, I never really put this into perspective because obviously, when it came to the anime, obviously people were just hating here and there. But after seeing the Moral arc, that's when I just started realizing, like, man, these inconsistencies, man, I need to talk about this. I need to rant about this, because even though Dragon Ball Super is a fan favorite anime, it's not, it's not flawless. It does have its flaws, and that is one of its major flaws, just the fact that it's so inconsistent. But thank you guys so much for watching this mini rant that I had to put up. Just, kind of get you guys more ideas in terms of what exactly is going to be happening, because like I stated, the next chapter of Dragon Ball Super is going to be coming out, I believe, like in December 20th. So it's going to be coming out in like a couple of weeks. So make sure to stick around for that. I might be talking about it, I might not be talking about it, who really knows? But like I stated, leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.